How often do you find yourself stood over the driver thinking of too many swing thoughts? How's that working out for you? From my students, I get asked so many questions about the driver. Harry, how do I get so much more consistency with the driver? Harry, how can I stop my slice with that driver? Harry, how can I hit the ball higher? How can I launch it higher? And the list goes on and on and on. Consistency, more distance, and better ball striking as well. Well, look, if you're one of those individuals that stood over the golf ball thinking of so many different things to try and get that better launch, better trajectory, see more distance, more accuracy, see the golf shots go much further and straighter, the reason why you're really struggling to achieve all this is because you're overcomplicating the golf swing. You're thinking about too many things, positions to set yourself in the golf swing, rather than just hitting it. You need to find your swing based on your height, age, and flexibility, because we're all different. And this is super, super important, which is why in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can develop a swing that suits you right now, based on your age and flexibility, and how you can generate so much more power, more speed, naturally, as well as more consistency. But just before I do that, if you're fairly new to the channel, welcome. My name is Harry, PJ Golf Professional, transforming golfers worldwide down at the Golf Projects, and feel free to hit the subscribe button as it helps me upload more content just like this to help you improve your game. And don't forget to drop those comments down below of a tips or drills video topic you would like me to cover in a future video. And in this video, we're going to be answering a question that came up in the comments, looking for a very easy, simple method to hit driver further, straighter, more consistently. And if you're finding that your driver is really inconsistent and you're trying your hardest to get the club in all these different positions, thinking about so many of those different swing thoughts, one for takeaway, one for backswing, one for downswing, one for follow through, it is too much, and this is what we're going to be covering. We're going to be simplifying the golf swing for you, but not just the golf swing, the driver golf swing. So to hit driver straighter, further and longer effortlessly, you're going to have to learn two things. You're going to need to know how to get this club to flow freely in the golf swing, how you can get this to flow effortlessly. But more importantly, you're going to need to learn how to relax and let go. And moving on to stage two, there's no point in letting the club flow freely and effortlessly if it's just going to go completely everywhere, to the right, to the left, which is why we want to be learning the three forces that are going to help you get the club into the right positions, get this club working in your favor, controlling that club face angle, improving that angle of attack, seeing the height, distance, much, much more. So stage one, letting the golf club flow. You need to trust your body and you need to let the arms go, knowing that the body is going to do its magic. And this is simply just like throwing a golf ball. Well, if I was to throw this ball here, I wouldn't throw the golf ball like this, just using my arms like this here, would I? I would just relax the arm, relax the shoulder joint, allow myself to get the hands set in position, ready to go, and then step forward and fire this golf ball, rather than just being stood very still, very static, and then just moving the arm like so. And to prepare for this, you're going to need to have a few things in place. And if you've been hitting the ball everywhere, well, you're going to be very nervous. You're going to be concerned where the ball is going to go. And just let go of all of that, just for a couple of minutes here, and just literally start to soften your shoulders, start to soften your arms, and know that you're just going to be prepared just to mess up for the time being. Watch, if we just set to the club here, I'm not going to hit this shot just yet, but I'm just going to make a few swings doing this, just with my body very, very static, and I just with the arms back and forth, just letting them flow. You can see how much speed I'm able to create, just letting the arms flow in the golf swing rather than staying very still, very rigid, very static in the swing. It's very difficult to get a lot of speed from doing this. So stage one is just allowing your arms and shoulders just to relax, let them flow, let them do whatever they want to do, and allow the body to do its magic. And just for now, let me just show you why this is so important. And the way to think here is, well, if we want to be learning how to create more distance, more accuracy, and seeing those straighter, further golf shots, well, at the end of the day, we're not all very flexible. We're all different heights, different ages. A lot of my clients that come and see me here have suffered with injuries that I've got to be careful of. So it's really important that we adapt a golf swing that's going to suit your specific needs. And if that is you, going to make a massive difference to how you swing the golf club and see way more consistent shots. I'm just going to hit a shot for you now, just setting up like this here. No body movement whatsoever. I'm just going to relax the arms, let them flow, and I'm just going to make a swing. Really nice shot actually down there. And it's gone well over 260 yards just from me doing an arm swing. And yes, you could say, well, hang on a sec, you're a tall bloke, you're 6'3", you're young, you're mobile, you hit the ball a mile anyway. Well, at the end of the day, I would usually carry it 290 yards, and I've been able to carry it 220 yards just from doing a simple arm swing without putting much effort, much power into the golf swing. So you can clearly see here how easy this can possibly be for you to get more distance from making this simple swing rather than going this way, which feels really awkward. So allow the arms to flow, no tension whatsoever. Get used to this, and that's when we can start to move into stage 2. So you're ready now for the body to work in your favor. You're ready, you've got the arms, you've got the shoulders set in position, ready to go, very relaxed. Oh, I was that relaxed that I ended up dropping the club then, but anyway. So the way to think here, a lot of golfers talk so much about rotation. This is so important, and let me just show you a very simple way of doing this. Simply bring the club out in front of you like so, with your arms very relaxed still, just like this here, and start making a few swings, just using the arms and letting the club flow back and forth like this here. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to encourage my head and my hip to rotate backwards and behind as if the golf ball was here. I'm going to allow my hip and my head to move and rotate away from the golf ball. So I'm going back here, and then the same thing on the way through. Left hip just going to go almost towards the net behind me, head's going to lift up. So it's there. You can see there now, we're creating so much more speed just from doing this, and you could see there how easy this looked, and it felt very easy as well. Just for the time being, let this flow. Really encourage yourself just to fire, rotate the hips, let the arms swing freely, and letting the body do its magic. Really encourage those hips to unwind and wind through the shot, almost feeling like they're twisting behind you. You can see I'm almost lifting upwards doing this as well, allowing my head to move. For those of you who really struggle to get the strike with the drive, it's probably because you're keeping your eyes and head down for too long. The head needs to allow itself to move, rotate with the body throughout the swing. So I'm just going to set in now, nice and relaxed in position, rotation back, through. So that felt really good. I know it's gone all over the place, but just bear with me with this one. Keep going, let it flow. Wow, that did go pretty far right, didn't it? But again, hit a couple of shots, just getting used to this for a few minutes, just back and forth. Allow that rotation to take place from the hips. Really encourage the head to tilt with the body on the backswing and downswing. And you can see that I really encourage that hip then to fire on the way through as well. I'm getting quite a bit of distance out of this, a lot more carry than I was doing before, just from the arm swing. So moving on to the second. And this is a very interesting one because a lot of golfers really struggle to create this in the golf swing. Let me just show you. A really good example is the tour players, especially people like John Rahm, Sergio Garcia as well. And you'll notice that as they make the swing back, they've already started to rotate and transition and add more pressure into this lead side here before they've even finished the backswing. So what I mean by this is you start to see for a split, almost couple of seconds, as they get to the top, obviously in slow motion, but from here they've already unwinded as the club's just finishing off at the top of the swing. So to do this dead simply for us, because obviously this sounds very complicated, I'm going to say I've got to allow my body to press into the ground and turn as the club's still going this way. That doesn't make any sense. So just to keep things simple for you, the way to think with this is you're going to go up to the top and allow this rotation to take place as normal. Up to the top, pressure into the foot, rotate through. Pressure into the foot, rotate up. Pressure into the foot, rotate through. So you can see from this angle here, when I start to implement this, I'm just going to grip down the club just so I don't hit those lights on me here, but I'm just going to swing back and two. So it's pressure, wind up, pressure, wind up, pressure, wind up, pressure, wind up. And you can see there, I am really encouraging this on the backswing and especially the downswing, just to get yourself in the rhythm of this. You can see there, we are applying this vertical force into the golf ball on the downswing, and that's going to encourage you to allow for this natural motion to take place, just like the tour pros do every single time. So again, hit a couple of more shots, getting used to those two forces. So relaxing the arms again, relaxing those shoulders, setting up in position, pressure, up, pressure. And it's going to feel very, very strange just to start off with whilst you're bringing in this pressure into place, because we're doing this in stages. But if I start to then, after hitting a few shots, start to get used to this and try and do this all in one motion, we'll start off from here. So it's up. You can see there, just from me doing that motion there, I'm adding the pressure, winding up to the top of the swing from the rotation before, and then adding the pressure again, and then unwinding on the way through. And if I just do this in action now, thinking about those two forces, that felt like I didn't swing as quick, but it felt way more solid. And let's just see here. And yep, it is the furthest, just by a couple of yards at the minute, because that one went straight into the rough, but that is the furthest one I've hit so far doing this. And once you've done that, you can move into the third. The way to think of this is that, well, as we're setting up to the driver, ready to hit the driver, we focus on those two to start off with. And going back to the first I mentioned, getting this rotation to take place, well, if we're just rotating back and forth, you can see how far away I'm almost going to be moving away from the golf ball, especially when it comes to my backswing stage. So we've got to really be careful of this, because the golf swing, obviously we want to have rotation taking place, but we don't want to see the swing center. Okay, I'm just going to put the ball in the middle of the stance just to make this even easy for you to understand. If I just swing back now, we don't want to be shifting away from the golf ball as we're rotating into the top of the swing. We want to be spiraling up. And you can see that just for me to spiral up, I'm just going to take the club away, place both of your hands on either side of the body. By doing this, all I'm thinking is, okay, left hand goes down, right hand goes up. And you can see I'm getting this natural tilt to take place. So as we're doing this, if we form this rotation now, you can see there how much easier it is for me to stay over the golf ball. Adding this force, adding this pressure into the trail side still, but staying very much centered in the swing. So taking the club and doing this exact same thing now, I'm going to place the tee back there just so you can see this. Setting up as normal, feeling this spiral up. It almost feels like I'm really tilting my head upwards towards the ceiling, facing towards the logo of the golf projects there. And as I swing back, feeling this spiral upwards here, really twisting up, you can see how much easier it is for me to stay over that golf ball, rather than this one here, just feeling that rotation and shifting my weight way too much and shifting the sternum, the swing center, too far away from the golf ball. If we're over here somewhere, it's going to make it very difficult for us to swing back and make solid contact with the golf ball. And strike with the driver is key, and I'm going to explain that later. So just a few swings now. We're just going to add all three things into place. We've got the rotation, we've got the pressure plates. We're really pushing the pressure into the trail, pushing the pressure into the lead, and we're spiraling up, we're spiraling through. We're really twisting and twisting upwards, just from this feeling of the left hand going down, right hand going up, and the opposite on the downswing, twisting the opposite way. So the right hand's going to lower as the left hand lifts upwards. So adding all these into play, we get this really great motion of right pressure, twisting upwards, pressure, twisting upwards, pressure, twisting upwards, pressure, twisting upwards. And again, just from looking at this angle here, doing that, watch this here, swing upwards here without moving away from the golf ball. This is going to make those strikes so much easier to achieve, as well as seeing much straighter and further golf shots. And that felt so much easier for me to make the rotation, make the swing feel easy, effortless, more consistent. Right, so I'm really going to exaggerate this now. So we're starting the club here, pressure, twist up, pressure, twist up. Really feel that extension in the upper body as you're doing this from that movement. And dead simply adding those three things into play makes it so much easier for you to achieve that consistency. And you will lose balance a little bit doing this, just like I did there, but that is absolutely fine for you to do. It is so much easier to really force those movements to take place. And if you think, oh my God, I'm losing balance, I'm going to lose that strike, you won't. Just trust it, trust the feeling, get used to this. Next time you go to the range, just give this a try. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders, add in those three, the first one being the rotation, second one adding the pressure from both trail and lead foot in the golf swing, and the third one just getting this twisting and extension through the golf swing rather than seeing you shift too much as you're rotating away from the golf ball. And look at that one there. A total of 325 yards, carry of 297. I understand that not a lot of you are going to be able to get those sort of distances, but you saw the difference from what I did from the start to what I have finished on. We started off at 221 yards worth of carry. We've now gone up to 297 yards. That's 76 yards further. What a difference that's going to make to your game if you can start to trust and implement those simple things in your game. And as mentioned earlier, I did say that the striking of the golf ball with driver especially is so important to master, and this is because something called gear effect with drivers. If you were to hit a golf shot out the toe, you'd usually see the ball spin axis tilt way off to the left, causing those hooky shots to take place, and the opposite with the heel, causing those slicey movements to take place as well. And this is all explained in this video over here. If you want to learn more how to hit the center of that sweet spot with the driver every single time, this is the video you want to be watching. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to give us a thumbs up, give us a share, watch this video, and we'll see you in the next one.